friends, it's Amanda. Thanks so much for being here and watching. Joining you today for more Pinkfresh Studio inspiration. I've started with the scallop die and circle cut my darling photo. I'm using the Just Because stamp and die set with the olive ink cubes today to get those gorgeous floral and leafy fronds. I've actually cut 4 of them, so they're all ready to go. And then I'm using this Divine Chevron. This one is Moments That Matter, the B-side. Isn't it gorgeous? And also another B-side. This one is from the paper Oh So Delightful. And I love that olive trim on the edge. That really inspired my color choice. And I'm going to use that, the edge of that chevron to actually cut myself a gorgeous pennant. It just instantly had me thinking of pennants. I really like that paper Oh So Delightful, but the grid is a little bit, it's white, and I just wanted something a little bit richer and warmer. So I'm going to actually use some pink cardstock, but just a really soft, rich, warm pink that ties in with the colour of that chevron, which is now, of course, a pennant already. And but I've cut it so it's 11 inches by 11 inches, so you do see that beautiful olive trim. And of course, that olive trim ties in beautifully with the olive Just Because stamp and die cut pieces now that I'm positioning underneath my pennant. So really simple so far, nothing really tricky here, but it's going to get a little bit fancy. But don't worry, it's really simple and easy to recreate. So main thing was just to stamp up your images first so they're ready to go. I find it's always easy just to, spend some time doing some stamping, having lots of fun and enjoying that. And then, I'm actually going to really suspend my pennant today, and I'm using a beautiful stick, which just looks like a stick. But if you look closely at the photograph, my 2 darlings were lying in the autumn leaves in front of a big old tree, and this particular stick is actually from that day and from that tree, I imagine, because it was right at the front of it. And my son had picked it up, and when children are really little and they love to give you gifts of sticks and stones and feathers and things they find, and I had saved this, and when I was doing a big clean out when we moved house, I thought, oh, how ridiculous, I've still got this stick. And I thought, no, I need to incorporate it somehow. So I've been meaning to use it into something. And I thought, how beautiful to use it with this gorgeous photo and actually make it into a lovely piece of art. Clearly, my page isn't going to fit into an album. It's one that I'm going to frame. But I think, it'll be beautiful in a frame. And it's really lovely and so rich and warm and such a beautiful memory for our family. So that's my plan today. I'm going to suspend it from one of the fabric bows from the Days of Splendor collection. As you can see, I've got lots of the Days of Splendor ephemera floral pieces that I'm going to embellish around, almost like a wreath around my gorgeous photo. I'm popping 2 larger pieces at the top and bottom of the pennant just to anchor my photo and help to centralize it again, and using little pops of the sky blue color just because there's lots of rich warm and not a lot of cool, so I find the blue just cuts through all that lovely autumn goodness. And then we're going to have lots of that olive with the pink, and it's really pretty. So let's get started. That's my plan. Start gluing things down. As I said, just a simple soft cardstock to mimic the pink that is in the chevron or pennant that I've now cut. I've hole punched the tops and strung up the stick. All I did was wrap the string around. It's just baker's twine wrapped around, and I just knotted it at the back and then put a little bit of tape just to help hold the knot. Because I am going to really suspend it or make it look like it's hanging, I'm going to foam mount the back of that, and I'm actually going to double foam mount it. You won't see that now, but I do end up using 2 sheets of foam just to really give it that extra lift so that it does look like it's hanging off, because I don't want it to actually really hang off, because if it's in a frame, the weight of the stick might really pull on the cardstock and paper, because after all it is paper. So I'm still going to stick it down, but it will look like it's hanging. There we go. So you get the idea, and I think that'll look really cool. I think already that looks fantastic actually. And I didn't have to measure, of course, when I cut my chevron, because I just cut my pennant. I just followed the, that lovely mustardy colour at the top there. That sort of became my guide, cutting it perfectly along that line and then down to that lovely mauve purple colour at the base. So it was so easy. It was just, a nice, easy one today. And with the Just Because stamped images, I'm just putting them in different directions so that it looks like lots of different pieces. So it's not symmetrical and it's a bit more loose and real kind of looking. So there's lots of leafy fronds and some florals there, but mostly that gorgeous pop of olive again that ties in with a lovely trim or frame around my layout. So really simple, but really elegant and pretty, and such a lovely way to incorporate stamps and dies into your layouts as well. I think this is, yeah, just beautiful. So on it goes, just making sure I'm happy with that. Make sure they're really in the right spots. Yeah, you know I will fuss. And then once I'm happy, yeah, I'm going to bend things up, just so they've got a bit of dimension. I'll use the fabric bow to hold everything in place and sort of give a finishing trim really. Photo in the center, and then, yeah, back to positioning in the ephemera pieces. And I do love that addition of the sky blue. I think it really does cut through all the other colors that feature so predominantly in the page. I think it's a nice highlight color just to cut through and add some balance to all that gorgeous warmth, because the collection is really warm and beautiful, isn't it? I love scrapbooking fall. It is such a lovely season. The colors are always divine, and you know, it always evokes those feelings of family and cozy and together, and yeah, I think you can tell I love it. So there we go, lots of floral ephemera today. Trimming the top and base of the pennant, again, just to anchor my photo in the center. I loved that little ephemera piece that says together. I had a few other potentials for a title, but that one just fits so beautifully, and I think it's simple and it's soft, and it's not in your face, but I don't know, it just balances and it works. So together is my title, and then that ephemera piece is my little bit of extra journey. It says this is everything, and for me it really is. Family is everything. It's, yeah, needs no explanation. So I'm actually going to pop the floral ephemera pieces, instead of having them on my photo and following around, I'm actually going to tape them to the back of my photo. So they're actually going to be coming out from beneath my photo, because I really want the emphasis on that image. I don't want to cover any more of it up, because I already feel like I cut quite a bit of that photograph up, because it was a landscape 6x4. So I've already lost quite a bit of the image. So I don't want to trim up any more of that. Yeah. It's such a cute one, isn't it? It was such a beautiful day. They were having so much fun playing together. Oh. They grow up way too fast. So just fussing, as I said, getting all those floral ephemera pieces in on the back of my photo. Just making sure they're all in position, because I will, in the end, foam mount everything. So that's another reason why I want them on the back, so I can foam mount everything and just give it that extra lift today, because as I said, this particular layout is not going to fit in an album. It's definitely one for a frame, but I think it's special enough to go in a frame too. But I want the image to remain a focal point. I don't want it to get lost amongst all those florals too. So it's all about balance. It's all about balance today. Just trying to find what works best, what fits, making sure I'm happy. Lots of little fiddling bits. Go. It's a really beautiful collection, isn't it? Days of Splendor. I don't think I've ever loved a collection this much, actually. This is my favorite of the year, without a doubt. It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. It's such a tasteful and elegant approach to fall. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit overdone. There's too many, I don't know, squirrely chipmunk things, and it's a little bit overdone sometimes for me. I feel like it. Whereas this, I feel, is really elegant and grown up and beautiful and really tasteful. And yeah, it's just winning me over this year. I think it's just a really lovely one. So yeah, big fan. Popping on some more tape just to hold everything in place. There we go. And then I'll pop that. I do want that one to sit over, because I like the balance that the sky blue brings. And of course my title will go over the top. I am going to foam mount it, as I said, so I'm just going to cut some foam now, just to give it that extra pop, that extra bit of lift, so that you really can see my photo. On it goes, there we are. And yeah, there, that needs to tuck in there by his shoulder. I think that's perfect. The little bit that says together. Yeah. I'm happy with that. So let's glue everything down. And I apologize, my camera has decided that it likes to keep moving every time my hands move. So I'm sorry if the screen appears to be a little bit jumpy at the moment. I think it's had an update in the software, and I need to take another look at that. So I am so sorry if it feels a bit jumpy to you. There we go. This is everything. Pop that in there. And just tucking it in, as I said, just by his shoulders, so it's not taking away from anything in the image. So you're not losing anything. That was just the shadow of the tree there. So I think that'll be okay. And our title together. Very gently pop that in place. There we go. Lovely. And then I'll just, go around and fuss those edges, give them that little bit of dimension again, because you know I do love dimension. And because it's going in a frame where it can pop out, I think it's lovely if everything's balanced that way, and that'll look really beautiful. And now just those little last finishing touches. And there's so many gorgeous embellishments in this collection, and it's really hard for me to actually choose from them. And there's quite a few sentiments in the cardstock stickers that really sing to me. They speak to my heart, but I just couldn't make them. I didn't think they would fit. The page is quite full and busy, so I needed something small and subtle that is easy to see and would stand out. And this little puffy sticker was perfection. I just couldn't resist it. It says pure bliss. So together, pure bliss. This is everything. And it is. Family together. It's my world. It's everything. So I think that's a perfect last little sentiment there. And being in the black, it's something you can see clearly, ties in with my title, which is also black and white. So there's no other black and white in the page. It's just that nice little pop for the title. And I think that helps to make it more visible as well. So finishing touches, of course, we have to have a scattering of sequins. I'm just going to use those really soft mauvey pink ones, I think. And yeah, that will just finish off my page today. So on they go. And yeah, look, that's me. I really hope I have inspired you today and that you love my, not going to fit in my album scrapbook page today, but it's a beautiful piece for up on the wall. If you've got questions or comments, please don't hesitate to pop them down below. I really do hope I've inspired you. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing and all that jazz. And have yourself a wonderful, happy arty days. Bye.